Welcome to another exciting day of Chaos March action. This is the first map of the day, Sunday, June 28th, 2015. This is TSA Lakefront. Here are today's starting lineups. Angry Eggroll will be in a Chimera D. Ice WMLL will be in a Uzeal A. Krieger Wolfson will be in a Uzeal D. Proxima in a Catapult C. Ivan in a Novacat D. And Vic Viper in an LAPC Prime as a Battle Armor. And they are acting as the defending team for this planet. And the attacking team, which is led by Wolverine's Rebirth Burner, will be countering them with an Gnome and an Owens E, Osiris E, Burner in an Owens A, Serpentis in a Ryakin E, Bob in a Bushwhacker E, Django in a Daishi C, and Upchuck in an LAPC Prime. Both teams are taking extreme range, so this will be very interesting to see where they position at. I have been working with the defending team. I was originally going to play with them, but since I'm the supervisor, I am the first one to step out when we have enough players. And I know that this team is going to be taking that catapult right there, and they're going to be setting up along this ridge line right here, these series of hills right about here, I think. And they're going to be using their battle armor to try and get in and apply a missile laser signal so that they can fire off cruise missiles and extreme long-range missiles from here to wherever the enemy may be. And we measured the range. And the cruise missiles can hit out, the ELRM long-range missiles can hit out to right about the shoreline here. And the cruise missiles, if they go into the water for some reason, can hit out to about here. As you can see from that position we started at, this is a very long-range weapon system. Now, the attacking team, the Burner's team, is also bringing the same missile systems, and in fact actually has a bit more missiles in his list. And so they'll be able to hit from as far as they can go, and they also have a couple of jumping mechs here. So the two teams will be using very similar strategies, and it's going to be interesting to see how this one plays out. Because it could end up just being positioning. Simply the teams are able to apply more missiles onto the enemy than the other team, and that just might end up being the match. So we are very, very excited to bring you this today, and this is the first of probably 4 maps that we're going to play today. And the teams look like they're all set, and they will signal to each other when they're ready to go. Now you can notice that this map is pretty decent sized, but as the match has now begun at 74:30, they'll have 30 minutes, but if you'll notice, the two bases are very close to each other, and if the teams wanted to, they could run into each other within about 30 seconds of the match, and that's happened before. But the teams are going to go for long range here. Now, I've already told you where this team's going to go. They're going to set up their Uzeal and their battle armor as a type of scout. But now we're going to follow Burner's team and see where his team positions, because that ultimately will dictate where they're going to go. Now, this is interesting. If they stay, the starting position for Clan is not quite as beneficial as Inner Sphere, but they're going to go in the water. Now, you at home, I want you to notice, you can see the heads of the taller mechs. So it's entirely possible this water does not go any deeper than this. You can see that Django can be seen, and all of the mechs on the defending team have enhanced optics. So this will be interesting if they get out here too far in the water without going into land. Django is going to be exposed very easily if he's in enough range. Right now, though, remember, he's at about the edge, the edge that the missiles will hit. And it looks like the Burners told him to be very careful. He's going to go out to this ship here. So he's going to be able to hit anything along the coastline. So Burner strategy right now appears that they're going to attempt to get the defending team onto the coastline, and Proxima's team strategy is to get the team to get Burner on the coastline. So this will be very interesting how patient both teams are, because when you have a missile-based list like both teams have, and frankly, the Daishi might have a LAMS, one anti-missile system, but that's not going to be enough to shut down the entire barrage. So timing the missiles and figuring out where to go from there. Now this is interesting. He set up Angry Egg Roll on the coastline. In fact, he's varied his strategy since we last talked about it. He has moved up the... I see. Okay. I see what's happened here. They have found them in the water, and Proxima has moved forward so his missiles can hit closely. So we should see action not terribly long from now, because I believe Proxima has a general idea of where they're set up in the water, and that water slows down the mechs rather significantly. So not only are you able to see them, but if Burner's team needs to move in to close in to attack effectively, it will take them longer to reposition than it will be for the Inner Sphere team. But it's all down to range now and all down to positioning, so let's see what ends up happening. Let's check back on Burner now, and just to give you a scale, look at how far out these teams are. We can even barely see each other. Okay, so Burner's playing the water there, going to the extreme edges of the map here. And he is going to use Gnome Osiris, a 30-ton light mech, as a scout, and this could end quickly for Gnome if they are able to get missiles on him. His mech not last long against any of those kind of missiles, and he's headed out alone. He's a good pilot. He has jump jets, but this will be interesting to see. So I'm going to let you get some sounds and ambience of the game now, and I'll be back with you in a moment. Now you can see an advantage underwater, though, is that visually it's harder to see the mechs because of the darkness of the water. Now Gnome is in a pretty safe position over here. He's gone to the very far end of the coast. But he is directly in sight. He sees them and he knows to back up. He's opened up fire with his light Gauss. And he's now mostly in range of the arrows, unless Proxima uses his jump jets, but there's quite a bit of cover, and now that they've discovered the position, it'll be interesting to see what the rest of Burner's group does. We'll stay with Gnome for now. He's definitely in range of the ELRM and missiles, but you can see if we come down to this line, unless you jump up and get your missile shot, it's going to hit the coast. So Gnome is playing excellently right now, using the terrain to his advantage and attempting to position, find out what the enemy has, so that Burner, and we have missiles away. Let's move over to Burner's group and see what's hitting. Okay, Django has taken some hits from the ELRMs, not from the arrows yet. He's fired off an arrow. ELRMs are hitting. I got a arrow shot of himself off. He has a cruise missile, single cruise missile launcher on his left shoulder. 12 total shots, I believe. But he has the APC, so if he's able to get back to that, he'll have unlimited ammo. It looks like that the two teams are now feeling each other out, and they both know they have long range now. Upchuck is now moving in as a BA to attempt to tag. And I'm sure that Vic Viper won't be far behind, trying to do the same for the defenders. Here come a barrage of ELRM missiles. Django has, you can see, an anti-missile system on there. They'll shoot down a number of missiles, but you can see that's an ELRM 15, and he's probably taking about half the damage that will give out. This is the only assault mech for either team, so if this goes down, that's a significant loss for Burner's team. You can see that Toe Jam and Serpentis are setting up to take advantage of the protection offered by the AMS, and Django is just simply trying to get out to range right now. Those ELRMs are doing pretty good damage to his back. Now it looks like that Burner's team has gotten a bit closer now. He has a Ryakin that needs to move in. This mech has to go in about 750 meters away. Burner now firing ELRMs of his own. You can see visually it's hard to see the mechs in the water, but that's where you just rely on good radar information. Eggroll and Ivan is to protect Proxima and his Nova Cat, and they're trying to make sure the other team doesn't see that until they get close enough, and then Ivan is going to blast them pretty hard. Let's move to the individual mechs and see what everybody's up to. Krieger is setting up, trying to take out Upchuck, while Upchuck makes land and sets up a tag laser. Serpentis is trying to get into range. They're storming the beach now, trying to get in range of their weapons. Gnome is now moving back to the main group and trying to set up some pot shots. Django, now that he has protection from his team in front of him, moving into range to unleash the power of the mighty Direwolf. Angry Eggroll's back is taking some significant damage, so he's moving to as much range as he possibly can. Vic Viper is slowly moving in, trying to either get damage or to tag or narc one of the enemies. Toe Jam is now providing cover fire support with the direct fire Gauss and ERPPC Bushwhacker. Proxima's engine is out, or almost out, and so he's just simply there. The defenders are simply trying to get to their second meeting point north. And now that you have an update on what everybody's doing, let's see relatively where everybody is. You can see that Upchuck is made it to the beach, and he's got a ways to go. These little battle armors are hard to hit and can do significant damage, but once they do take a hit, they go down. Each team has one of these and a mobile spawn point called an APC. And each team has a total of 3 spawns for these. So these little guys can be aggressive and still die, and still come back to contribute to the battle. Okay, now we can see the positioning that they've set up for Proxima. That hill that I mentioned earlier, they've gone back to their secondary meeting point, so they're all together. And Burner is now set up on the left side of the coast. So let's zoom in. He is over here. There's Upchuck. And Burner and the rest of his team have set up over here. This is an interesting position. This is the furthest end of the landmass you can be on. It's pretty open, but they can move back to these little hills to give you some scale. You can see that there's plenty of room for cover. And if they want to approach Proxima's position, if they know it, you could see Burner, or Gnome King, excuse me, using his speed. All these trees that we can go through, you can go behind this hill, and perhaps you can set up on this hill and get off a couple of shots. He has 1,200 meter range. But you can see that you can attack from the right side here, and you really can't attack from the left as easily, because if you come on from the left, as you can see, there's not a lot of cover. Upchuck is going to move up now and report their position and attempt to get some tag laser on. Now, you can hear that, right? Well, can't see it unless you have night vision on. So right now, Burner's going to be firing. There's going to be a bunch of missiles that should be coming off from the Burner's position here. You can see the arrow. That's the cruise missile. That's going to hit nope. See how much damage that does. Those things are one of the most powerful weapons in game, but I don't know if the tag laser had to go off or if it was a non-lock-on fire. But Angry's lucky that that missile didn't hit him, because he's already pretty damaged, and if that got him, he would have been pretty banged up. Okay, here we go. We're firing off ELRMs now. The Lambs will shoot down some of them. They're exchanging missiles. Okay. Serpentis took some, but he should be okay. The arrow missed again. The two teams are now in pretty significant cover, and again, this is all going to be about who can get the most missiles to hit, and then the two teams will move in and try to finish each other off from short range. Let's see what Vic Viper's up to, the battle armor for the defending team. Okay, this is Vic. Staying low, he has his PPC out. We can see that the two teams are still firing off missiles. Get back to that in a moment. Looks like that this can actually be Upchuck as well. Okay, that's Upchuck. Upchuck's trying to get in close and utilize his 3 lives. He can set up a tag laser from over here and they won't see him very easily. Angry is taking some pretty significant hits. He'll have to back up now. Excuse me a second, ladies and gentlemen.
Channel switched.
Duelist. Vic, did you crash?
Did I crash?
Yeah.
Why?
Oh,
Okay, never mind.
I did.
Channel switched.
Alright, hey guys, we are currently in battle and we'll get you in there in a little bit.
Yeah,
nice to have you
here. Yep, thanks, Duelist.
Channel switched.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I apologize about that. I was just checking in. I'm the battle supervisor, the referee, if you will, for this match, and I wanted to make sure that it looked like that Vic, I guess Vic's been killed 3 times, so that's why he wasn't in there. You can see without the tag laser, it can be kind of hard to get those missiles off. So they've lost their battle armor, which means that they can't get the tag laser in. They can't laser targets easily, and that they feel like they've done enough damage now to the other team that they're going to send Bob in carefully and get some direct fire on. So the Ivan will counter him. Bob is pretty far out right now still though, so but Ivan's they don't know about Ivan's Novacat, and so Ivan will attempt to get in and take care of Bob. Let's follow him as he flanks in on the main team. It looks like Upchuck is the battle armor is still trying to get some tag laser on. Now he sees the Novacat and Bob's like, uh-oh, what's shooting at me? Now that they know they have the Novacat, they'll have to alter their strategy a bit. Bob is now in danger of having some missiles tackled onto him. In fact, there comes an arrow. Here comes a second arrow. That second one hit Bob's right side is going to be heavily damaged now. Chuck trying to provide cover fire for Bob while he moves. If that arrow hits, Bob is going to be very heavily damaged, if not dead. His back's out. Oh, 2 arrow hits to Bob. And a bunch of 3 arrow hits. Wow, how's that thing still standing? Bob is an amazing pilot. He is spreading damage left and right. That's a 4th arrow. He's down. Oh, kudos to you, Bob, for surviving that much damage and causing good damage. But my goodness, my friend, 4 arrow hits to take you down. You truly are a pilot. Oh, and there goes Proxima. There goes the arrow launcher and the significant part for the defender's list. And in fact, if I were paying a slightly better attention, I would have noticed that the Inner Sphere team is now down to 2 pilots, Ivan in the Novacat and Krieger Wolfson in the Uzil. So Burner looks like he's going to take this battle. That's why Bob was being so aggressive. They had the numbers to do it, and now it's just going to be missile after missile after missile. Ladies and gentlemen, it is chaos out here. It is just a march of crazy fire. Krieger is doing the best he can, but there are so many missiles everywhere he goes. These trees are the only thing that are keeping him alive right now. And he's getting shot from Gnome King behind, and oh, what a hit, ladies and gentlemen. Those arrows are dangerous things, and trees can only cover you for so long, but that might be it, ladies and gentlemen. Ivan now is all that stands in the way of Burner going up 2 maps to none on this campaign, and Burner wants blood. He is sending his team in. Okay, men, let's move in and go for the kill. And Ivan says, Ivan says, bring it on. I'm the best, one of the best pilots in Living Legends, and I'm going to not go down without a fight. And so Ivan, all of his firepower concentrated in his arms, is going to go out and take as many names as he can before they get him. Let's see how many he can take out. Gnome King just taking a broadside of missiles. That's an Osiris, ladies and gentlemen. That is not going to hold up well against those lasers. But now, Upchuck moving in and the rest of the team moving in. What can Ivan do? An amazing pilot, ladies and gentlemen, but outnumbered 5-1. There's only so long that Nova Cat can deal out significant damage before they take those arms off. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're in for a barn burner. Let's see what happens. Enjoy the sights and the sounds of the game. Is it possible that Vic Viper's okay, Vic Viper still had a life. He was just crashed, ladies and gentlemen, so Ivan not alone, but it's a battle armor, ladies and gentlemen, and Vic Viper certainly one of the top pilots as well. Here we go, down to the nitty-gritty. Ivan, how many can he take down? How long can he last against this barrage of punishment? Taking significant damage, not wavering in overwhelming odds. Facing Django down, facing Serpentis down, taking all comers. And there he goes, fighting bravely, but in the end, the Chaos March. And as we explode with a cold fusion implosion, ladies and gentlemen, what a battle, what a match. But at the end of the day, the battle armor not a carrying asset doesn't mean that Vic Viper's not going to shoot everything he sees. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. Burner now takes a 2-0 advantage on yet another planet on his march for the Saiph Triumvirate and Capellan Partisans to be the ultimate champions of the Chaos March. This is Duelist. We will see you next time for another action-packed episode.